My fiancé asked for a month to win back his ex before our wedding. Before our wedding, Nathan asked if he could have 1 month. He wanted to try winning back his ex-girlfriend. If he succeeded, it would prove they were meant to be. If he failed, he'd marry me and never think about her again. I didn't argue. I just looked at him sincerely and said, "Go ahead. Try. After all, life shouldn't have regrets, right?" He drove off that same night, practically glowing with excitement. After packing my things, I called home. "Mom, the wedding's off. I'm coming back to help with the family business." Part 1. I could feel Mom's excitement through the phone. "Finally. You've come to your senses. Your father and I always said that boyfriend of yours wasn't reliable. How many years have you been together without a real commitment? We'll arrange everything. The art gallery in Miami needs someone to handle acquisitions." I didn't argue, just agreed. Miami would be good. Far from him. Looking at the wedding favors scattered across the floor, I could only laugh at myself. 7 years with Nathan. I'd supported him through his startup, stood by him through the hardest times. I thought we'd finally made it. Turns out it was just a dream. When we graduated, everyone thought Nathan and I would walk straight from commencement to the courthouse. I'd even worn white to graduation, like it was a preview. While classmates wished for 6-figure salaries and grad school acceptances, I rejected the path my parents had laid out for me. I chose Nathan. My only wish was to marry him, to have that till death do us part love story. But here we were, 7 years later. Friends had married, some even divorced and remarried. And me? Still waiting for Nathan. Waiting for him to be ready. Waiting for him to propose properly. At every reunion, my wedding date became the running joke. Friends would cover for me, saying I was enjoying the romance without rushing into marriage. Only I knew the truth. I wanted nothing more than to marry Nathan. But Nathan was waiting for someone else. His first love, Chloe. Part 2. 3 months ago, Chloe came back from Europe. Nathan didn't say much about it. Instead, he threw himself into wedding planning with newfound enthusiasm. He came dress shopping, patient from morning till night. He tried wedding venues, one after another without complaint. He even got excited about choosing wedding favors. I thought he was trying to reassure me, to show he'd finally let Chloe go. Until I woke up at 2 a.m. and saw him in his study, holding something reverently. Chloe's things. He cradled them like treasures. I stood in the doorway as long as he sat there. That's when I realized why we'd waited so long. Our marriage wasn't about us. It was about whether Chloe still wanted Nathan. I was just a placeholder. They say what you can't have in youth will haunt you forever. If that's true for objects, imagine what it means for your first love. Part 3. As the wedding approached, there was more to do. The favors arrived unassembled. After arguing with the vendor, I had to package them myself. I worked until my eyes blurred, finally noticing it was past midnight. Nathan wasn't home yet. He'd been at a conference in Seattle. His flight landed at 11. Just as I reached for my phone, I heard the door. He came in with shopping bags and flowers, kissing my cheek automatically. "Claire, thank you for staying by my side all these years." I knew why he said it. When he started his company after graduation, no one believed in him except me. Against my parents' wishes, I liquidated my trust fund, sold the properties they'd given me, everything became his startup capital. It paid off. Nathan's company was now an industry leader. Successful, driven, everything he'd dreamed of becoming. Part 4. Nathan always had a clear life plan. Now that he had everything, he could afford to tie up loose ends. So when he set down the gifts and looked at me with that serious expression, asking for a month to pursue Chloe, I wasn't surprised. "Claire, I don't want regrets. You don't want me thinking about another woman after we're married, right? I promise, if it doesn't work out, I'll let her go completely. I'll commit to you, only you, forever." His eyes actually misted over. I couldn't refuse. I felt like the villain in someone else's love story. After all, when we got together, he'd been honest about still loving Chloe. He said if I couldn't handle it, we shouldn't date. Young and stupid, I'd said yes anyway. I thought he just needed time to move on. I never imagined this day would come. "Okay. Go." I matched his serious tone. Life shouldn't have regrets, right? He didn't even double-check my consent. After thanking me for understanding, he packed and left, practically floating. I looked at the wedding favors covering the floor. Beautiful packaging, each one assembled by hand. Too bad they'd never be sent. I noticed the card on his flowers. "Chloe, long time. No see, hope you're well as always." He bought 2 bouquets. One for me, one for her. He'd grabbed the wrong one. Not that it mattered to me. But he might feel awkward when he saw Chloe. I threw the flowers in the trash. Mom had already booked my flight to Miami. She texted, "Flight's in a week. You've been in Chicago 7 years, take time to say goodbye properly." Part 5. After Nathan left, I explored Chicago one last time. Dinners with friends, farewells to the city. Nathan's check-in calls never stopped. "Claire, what are you doing?" I miss you. Just packing things at home. He didn't probe, just rambled about where he was, what he was doing. He said he was nervous about seeing Chloe. After 7 years, we were used to sharing everything. Especially during his trips we always said we missed each other. Now he was chasing Chloe and still calling me. Habit is a dangerous thing. I stayed quiet. Are you upset? Why aren't you talking? No. Good luck. I don't know how I said it. Nathan went silent too. Finally, I'll be back soon. Whatever happens, I love you. I believed him. But it didn't matter anymore. This time, I was the one letting go. Part 6. 3 days later, Nathan returned. I didn't expect him back so soon. And he wasn't alone. Chloe was with him. I remembered my first time meeting Chloe. I was filled with envy. She was obviously trouble. Stunning, bold, magnetic. Everything my carefully raised, rule-following self could never be. Sunglasses, wild curls, a tattoo on her neck. Claire Morrison, long time no see. Strange, the Chloe I remembered seemed more worn down now. She asked politely if she could come in. She'd changed so much. As she entered, she knocked over a decorative bear wearing a wedding bow. Forgot to congratulate you. Best wishes on your marriage to Nathan. She handed me the bear. I just nodded. Chloe walked through our apartment, now notably empty. I'd been shipping my things to my parents all week. Only Nathan's belongings and our shared items remained. Claire, why is everything gone? Decluttering. Too much stuff. I deflected casually. When we sat down, Chloe removed her sunglasses. Then I understood why she seemed different. Bruised eye sockets, visible scars beneath the makeup. As you can see, I haven't been doing well. Part 7. Chloe never actually married in Europe. That husband was just playing with her. She'd been trapped abroad, severely depressed, unable to return. Until she contacted Nathan. All these years, Nathan's helped me survive. Nathan tensed visibly. I knew why. So they'd been in contact all along, not just recently. Nathan spent a month with me every winter. Without him, I wouldn't have survived. So those annual business trips were visits to Chloe. When Nathan was starting up, I heard you sold your inheritance for his funding. I was struggling too, so Nathan sent me $50,000. That explained the mysterious gap in the company accounts. In just a few sentences, I learned how much Nathan had done for Chloe. Coming back was only possible because of Nathan. Claire, I'm not your enemy. Can we all just get along going forward? It seemed like a question, but it was really manipulation. After all, Chloe was so damaged. She wasn't asking for much, just to get along. Refusing would seem heartless. I didn't know what getting along meant. Before, I might have lost it. No one wants a third person in their relationship. But now I was just grateful to be normal. Hearing their insane request, I only felt amused. Sure. Let's get along. I knew arguing was pointless. In a few days, I'd be gone anyway. Part 8. Chloe slept in our master bedroom. Nathan and I shared the guest room. He said Chloe's depression kept her crying at night. The master bedroom had better soundproofing. I agreed. At bedtime, Nathan held me like always. My back against his chest, his breath on my neck, warm and familiar. But his words cut like knives. Claire, I think Chloe's damaged goods now. Different than before. You see it too, right? But I can't let go. I feel guilty about you, but I pity her. But believe me, I'll only marry you. I love you. Maybe he'd had too much to drink with Chloe. Nathan talked. All night. Everything he shouldn't say, he said. Just as I was finally falling asleep, I felt the space beside me empty. Nathan had left. Next morning, I caught him leaving the master bedroom. He explained he was reminding Chloe about her medication. I was understanding as always. At breakfast, Chloe couldn't stomach American food. Nathan rushed to the store for ingredients. The man who never cooked made her a perfect eggs Benedict. Chloe teased me, Nathan's so caring. You must be so happy all these years. I smiled without answering. Living together all this time, Nathan avoided the kitchen because of the smoke. I always cooked. I didn't even know Nathan could make eggs Benedict. He couldn't cook before. Every year when he visited, he'd make me breakfast. He got good at it. You didn't know Nathan's an amazing cook? Chloe's tone held a hint of triumph. Like she'd been with Nathan all along, not me. Nathan looked at me, apologizing awkwardly about being too busy, promising to cook more. I laughed it off. Part 9. After breakfast, Nathan rushed Chloe to the hospital. As I wheeled my suitcase out, he asked. Business trip? You didn't mention it. Yeah, business trip. Nathan was too focused on Chloe to question further. Normally observant Nathan didn't notice all my documents were gone. Every trace of me had been erased from our home. Leaving now? 3 hours until my flight. This would likely be our last meeting. I'd imagined how life without Nathan would be. How I'd leave him. Never thought it would be on an ordinary morning. Never thought I'd leave so calmly. Yeah, leaving now. Nathan stood at the door, supporting a supposedly sick Chloe. Seeing me struggle with my luggage, he wanted to help. But Chloe beside him made it impossible. Let me drive you. No need. The hospital's the opposite direction. I'll get a cab. Nathan exhaled with relief. He turned and headed downstairs with Chloe. As he turned, I called out. Nathan, goodbye. He walked so fast, he probably didn't hear. Part 10. At the airport, Nathan sent Chloe's medical report. She was in bad shape. Severe depression plus an STD. He couldn't accept this version of her. He was giving up. Claire, the wedding's still on. Have you booked your parents' flights? I sent him my Miami flight screenshot. I waited for you all these years. I'm tired. Nathan, we're done. His call came immediately. Flight G3521 to Miami now boarding at Gate 5. His last text. Claire Morrison, don't you dare leave me. Why wouldn't I dare? Nathan, I'm not your backup plan after discovering your perfect ex is broken. You could hurt me because I loved you. But I don't anymore. I pulled out my SIM card and boarded without looking back. Part 11. On the plane, I remembered meeting Chloe at the airport years ago. First sight, I knew I'd never replace her in Nathan's heart. Chloe's beauty was aggressive, magnetic. Even I, a plain college girl, was drawn to her confidence. When we met, Nathan and I had been together a year. Chloe was all smiles. I was terrified. His first love, the one he couldn't forget. I expected mockery, judgment. Instead, her first words were, I'm getting married soon. She twisted her engagement ring. Just curious about his new girlfriend. Talking about her fiancé, her smile was radiant. I noticed that without smiling, our features were oddly similar. That's why Nathan had pursued me so relentlessly at first. Why he always said I looked better serious. Nathan agreed to date me partly because I resembled Chloe. She briefly told me their story. Nathan had taken a gap year for her before college. If I'd seen him then, she said, I'd have run. He was a mess. Because of her. They met when her drunk friends accidentally hurt her outside a bar. Nathan took the hit for her. She found him interesting, pursued him, they got together. Then what? She changed the subject. Just for fun. Nathan took it too seriously. It scared me. So I dumped him. She sighed. I could guess why. Maybe she regretted losing Nathan. But I'm happy now. Her expression softened. My fiancé's taking me to Europe. Giving me everything. Nathan would have gone back to school normally. We weren't meant to be. But you are. You're lucky. Part 12. After that meeting, I had Nathan pick me up. I wanted to mark my territory. But it was unnecessary. I couldn't understand their epic love story. They didn't speak when they met. But their eyes said everything. Everything I couldn't hear. Nathan took my cold hands, asking why they were freezing. I never understood why Nathan didn't fight for her then. Until now, I finally got it. He was scared of her happiness being disrupted. After all, Chloe was picked up in a Ferrari by her millionaire fiancé. While I rode Nathan's electric scooter back to campus in the winter cold. He didn't speak the whole way back. That night, we went to a motel near campus. We finally had each other completely. As I drifted off, I heard Nathan promise to be good to me forever. I never understood their relationship. From my perspective, Chloe had ruined Nathan. Before her, Nathan was headed for MIT. His grades meant no gap year needed. He could have done so much better. But because of Chloe, he lost everything. She betrayed him, dumped him without hesitation. Yet Nathan never blamed her, couldn't let go after all these years. I didn't understand before. Now I do. Simple. Nathan's pathetic. Part 13. Landing in Miami, the UV rays hit immediately. I hadn't seen sunshine this bright in forever. Claire Morrison? I'm from the gallery, Marcus. They sent me to pick you up. A guy rushed over as I exited. Couldn't reach your phone. Good thing the flight wasn't delayed. I showed my phone SIM card removed. Cutting ties with home? That brutal? Bad breakup? He took my luggage, teasing as we left the airport. Something like that. He laughed, patting my shoulder. Don't worry, you'll love it here. Party tonight. First, let's hit the gallery. Marcus drove straight there, briefing me on the situation. My parents loved traveling, collecting art. Plus business gifts accumulated over the years. They used to buy at high prices when needed. Finally decided to open their own gallery. With Miami's tax benefits, perfect. Location. They said you studied art? Yeah, but it's been years. 7 years with Nathan, I devoted everything to his business. Looking through the gallery's catalog, my interest rekindled. My parents had planned for me to pursue my passions after graduation. I'd always loved art curation. No wonder they sent me here. Can I borrow your phone? Marcus handed it over immediately. I called my parents to check in. They were relieved. Stay as long as you want, they said. They'd handle the wedding aftermath. Claire, Nathan doesn't know you left? He kept calling, even contacted your father's office. He flew out to find us. We sent him away. Mom still couldn't stand Nathan. Her voice dripped disdain. Now acting like he'll die without you? Where was this before? Good thing you're in Miami, or you'd have to see him. So annoying. I didn't defend Nathan anymore. Mom always said if he really cared, he'd have married me already. I'd argued then. Now I knew she was right. Part 14. Environment changes really do affect you. Though I still thought of Nathan, new life kept me busy. The gallery situation was complex. Not just accounting, complete revaluation needed. Many pieces were acquired years ago. I needed to find original prices, assess current values. Pieces needed. Re-authentication, discussion. Comparing artistic merit, market conditions, liquidity. Considering exhibitions to increase exposure. Having been away from the art world, I had to cram knowledge, attend exhibitions, network at parties. Initially exhausting, but increasingly fascinating. Especially negotiating with buyers and sellers. After a month, Marcus said I'd transformed. He thought I'd be some boring, heartbroken woman. Never imagined I'd be this vibrant. Maybe people here compliment more freely. But I did feel more confident. The sunshine, the ocean proximity. More outdoor activity than ever in Chicago. After work, drinks with colleagues at beach bars. Sunset walks on the sand. Weekends swimming or sunbathing. My skin turned golden. Body more toned. Plus I lost a bet and had to dye my hair. Highlights now, sun-bleached and wild. I radiated freedom. That evening, like always, we were having a beach barbecue. Discussing a new acquisition when someone said someone was looking for me. Claire Morrison, I finally found you. Nathan. Part 15. I turned. In the sunset's glow, it took a moment to recognize him. Maybe jet lag, maybe seeing all these vibrant faces, but Nathan looked exhausted. I finally found you. Checked flights, your parents' companies, asked everyone. Yeah. Long time. I cut off his rambling. Told my friends someone from home was visiting. They teased, making me finish my drink first. Used to their games, I raised my glass. Nathan rushed forward, grabbing it. You don't drink. I'll do it for you. He choked immediately. Actually, he was the one who couldn't drink, not me. I sighed, took back the glass while he coughed. Downed it. My friends cheered. After some more banter, I finally dealt with Nathan. 7 years together, you didn't know I can drink? Nathan's voice was low. Didn't know. You never drank. His explanation made me laugh at my past self. Nathan quit drinking for Chloe. She didn't like drunks, didn't like him drinking. So he never touched alcohol. I originally couldn't drink either. But in business, people love their drinking games. When Nathan couldn't drink at meetings, I covered. Every time I came home sick from drinking, carried by colleagues, he looked disgusted. Later, I'd sleep in the guest room when drunk. Only seeing him after the smell was gone. No wonder he didn't know. Nathan, you don't know me at all. I can actually drink quite a bit. Sorry, does that disgust you like it did Chloe? His face flashed with anger, quickly suppressed. Don't mention her. You're nothing like her. True. Chloe needed Nathan to save her. I didn't. Where's Chloe? Didn't come with you? I wasn't trying to provoke him, just genuinely concerned. Chloe's condition was serious depression, STDs. What if something happened? What if Nathan later blamed me for taking him away from caring for her? Stop mentioning her. We're nothing to each other. Nathan's face showed disgust. I stepped back, studying him. I'd never noticed how extremely selfish Nathan was. He didn't love Chloe most. He loved himself. Otherwise he wouldn't have left me before our wedding to chase his perfect first love. Too bad she was broken. He couldn't fix her. So he came back for good old reliable me. Nathan, you're so boring. I really overestimated you. Part 16. I thought when you saw Chloe at graduation and didn't fight for her, it was because you felt unworthy. But no. Your pride was hurt, so you had to pretend to be noble. Nathan cut me off, moving close like when we used to fight. He always tried to pick me up, carry me away, handle things with silence. Not anymore. Since he insisted on this grand gesture of winning me back, I had things to say. I used my newly learned self-defense on Nathan. One elbow strike broke his hold. I stood before him as he stared in shock, like seeing me for the first time. Self-defense training here. Didn't expect to use it on you first. He finally recovered. Claire, we've been together so many years. My feelings won't change. I used to love looking into Nathan's eyes. Seeing my reflection there, I could pretend he cared, he loved me. Now looking at Nathan's eyes, I only saw lies and wasted youth. He pulled out a ring, dropped to one knee. Claire, let's forget Chloe. Call her a pre-wedding hiccup. I'll give you the best life. I didn't hear the rest. Seeing that ring, all my strength drained away. The proposal I'd waited for so long. On a Miami beach at sunset. No flowers, no planning. Me in jeans and a t-shirt. In this random place. Nathan's proposal had finally come. Before, I might have been happy. I'd have ignored everything wrong, accepted that ring joyfully. Now I just wanted to throw it in his face. So I deserved to wait all these years? Deserved to be your backup? Just like when Chloe dumped you and I happened to appear. Good family, kind of looked like her, plus I liked you, willing to sacrifice everything. So you dated me as plan B? You assumed I'd always be waiting, ready to fall into your arms? Nathan, I wish I'd never met you. I fought the urge to throw the ring at him. Turned back to my friends. On the way, salt wind or sand made my eyes water. Tears wouldn't stop. Marcus came over, patting my shoulder. Teasing about lying that first day, clearly a messy ex situation. I punched him lightly. He shrugged it off. Claire, I know your problem. You need a new relationship to get over the last one. Consider me? At my exasperated look, Marcus backed off. Joking about taking me to the hottest parties, meeting more men would help. I declined his ridiculous suggestion. After saying goodbye to everyone, I returned to the gallery to work. The whole space was silent except for my filing. Lost in thought, Nathan's afternoon words suddenly came back. When I'd turned to leave, Nathan had said, Claire Morrison, I'm only asking once. Don't worry, I won't bother you again. You and Chloe are the same. I don't want to face this twice. I'd walked too fast, too emotional to process. Now at 3 a.m., police sirens and Marcus bursting in to drag me from the gallery told me why Nathan said that. Part 17. Nathan was arrested covered in blood. In the darkness, I thought he smiled at me. Claire, terrifying. Your ex actually shot someone. Weird though, the victim wasn't connected to you. Killed some jewel collector from the next state. He'd asked about you specifically. Said you had a mutual friend named Anne? Marcus always had the latest gossip. As he explained what happened, my mind went blank. I only caught keywords. Nathan. Armed assault. Killed someone. Another Asian name. Chloe? My mouth worked faster than my brain. Marcus nodded, surprised. The jewel collector was Asian too. His gems were valuable. Trading would have been easier in the next state. But after hearing my name, he insisted on coming here. Probably the guy who brought Chloe abroad and abused her. Marcus didn't understand. But when I researched the collector, saw his photo. Just a blurry profile from years ago, but I trusted my instinct. Nathan came to Miami not just for me. For revenge too. Against the man who'd tortured Chloe for years. Day 3, police called me in for questioning. Any recent blackmail, threats, danger? I could only shake my head, confused. They seriously confirmed my safety, repeatedly asking about problems, enemies. I'd only been here briefly. My circle was just colleagues and industry contacts. Nothing they described was possible. Until they showed surveillance from my neighborhood. 2 people had been casing my place all week. One even poisoned my morning milk delivery with hallucinogens. Only missed because I'd left in a rush without bringing it in. Watching that surveillance silhouette, I confirmed it repeatedly. One was Nathan. Police brought me to Nathan. Seeing him with dead eyes still hurt. You tried to poison me? I asked incredulously. Nathan laughed bitterly. That's what you think of me? I've been here a week. Found you a week ago. Why didn't I approach immediately? His question gave me chills. That man hurt Chloe. He couldn't bring her back from abroad, but he found you. I remembered attending an art exchange in the neighboring state. Never imagined meeting him there. He knew about you, about us. Nathan's cuffed hands shook. So you followed him, afraid he'd hurt me? My voice shook too. So you meant you didn't want me experiencing what Chloe did? Nathan didn't answer. He was taken by police, would be extradited home for trial. Before leaving, he gave me a letter. Inside was a photo. Our graduation day. Where I'd written, Claire Morrison will marry Nathan, together forever. On the back, he'd written, what I owed you, I hope is repaid. My heart felt struck by something blunt. Not quite pain, just lingering discomfort. Nathan, once again, you didn't hear my goodbye. Part 18. 3 years later, Nathan was released. Since I'd testified about self-defense, his sentence was light. Release day, I picked him up. Brought him back to our 7-year home. I'd kept it cleaned regularly. Older, missing my traces, but otherwise the same. I'd prepared the traditional cleansing ritual. Told him I'd found Chloe work. She was doing well in another city. Returned his photo. Nathan, I hope you'll live well. He said nothing, just stared at my wedding ring. You're married? As I turned to leave, he finally asked. Yes. Right match, he loves me, I love him. I twisted the ring unconsciously, just like Chloe had years ago. Congratulations. After long silence, Nathan offered his blessing. If I hadn't asked to find Chloe, would you have? I didn't answer. I didn't know either. After all, I'd just been the bystander in there. Story. The one waiting all those years. Nathan always had the power. Nathan, I'm actually grateful you asked. Otherwise, divorce after marriage would have been messier. Meant to end gracefully, but it was true. Nathan swallowed whatever he'd planned to say. Be happy. Yes, I will be. The end.